Hi, everybody, and welcome back for week number 3 of Introduction to Sports Medicine. This is Dr. Hardy's coming to you once again to give you your overview for this week and a little bit of your to-do list. So, I've been going through discussion posts. I haven't gotten through grading all of them yet because I'm doing this before the weekend here. So I haven't gotten to all of them, but from what I've seen on the discussion post, it seems like you guys are really getting a grasp on how this whole thing works. You have great information that you're sharing throughout those, especially looking back at, the need for liability insurance. And there's some really great thoughts there. I will remind you, however, when you are making replies to your peers, simply agreeing with them is not enough of a reply. You need to add something to the conversation. Add a new piece of information. Add a personal anecdote. Bring something new. Even ask a question. Just don't say, yes, I agree with you, or even worse, you did a good job with this post without adding something extra with that. Make sure that you're adding to the conversation. That's really the point of those replies. All right, this week we are going to be looking at Chapter 4 in the Prentice textbook. This is Preventing Injuries Through Fitness Training. PowerPoint is available right here. Just like last week, we're going to have a quiz over chapter number 4, as well as a discussion on week number 3. And I want to talk about the topics here just a little bit to give you a little insight as you get into both the stuff for the quiz and for your discussion forum. So let's just talk about this concept a little bit in general. So preventing injuries through fitness training. Sports medicine, training and conditioning, personal fitness, all of those things are so incredibly intertwined because we're all talking about keeping the human body healthy, helping people excel so that they can perform at their highest level. That's the goal in both of those cases. So when we are looking at this from a sports medicine perspective, we look at what are the things that can be done in fitness training that are, yes, going to help us excel, help us reach that next level in sports, but also how do we take those concepts and look at it from an injury prevention point of view, an injury recovery point of view. And there is so much crossover there that understanding these concepts is really what you need to focus on. So in the discussion this week, the question is going to be about how the SAID principle applies when it comes to fitness training, especially across sports medicine. And when we're talking about the SAID principle, S-A-I-D, that is specific adaptations to impose demands. So what does that mean? That's your discussion question this week, and I'm going to give you the answer right here. If you're actually watching this video, give you kind of a leg up as you go ahead and write your discussion forum. So specific adaptations to imposed or implied demands. What that means is the stresses that you place on your body in a specific way, or that you coach somebody else to place upon their body in a specific way, are going to yield demands that come from those specific adaptations that you're trying to apply to it. Okay, let's put that into lay terms. If you are in a weight training situation and you are saying, I want to get bigger and stronger arms, I want hypertrophy, I want muscle gain, I want to focus on my biceps as that area where I'm going to do that. What do we do in terms of exercises? We focus on the biceps. You do bicep curls, you do other exercises that are focused on that area, and so you add the stress to that. You ask for an implied demand right on that bicep, and what happens is the body adapts to it. That's that specific adaptation. So as you lift more weights, you use overload, you use progression, you lift more weights with those biceps, your body is going to react to that by making those muscle fibers have hypertrophy. So that means they're going to grow larger. You're going to gain in strength. And it's going to happen in those muscles where you have been imposing the demand upon them. In other words, you are going to show a specific adaptation to the imposed demand. That's where it is in fitness training. As we look at this from a standpoint of sports medicine, we're doing the exact same thing, except a lot of times we're looking at this from how are we going to prevent injuries to X body part, or how are we going to recover from a certain type of injury. So let's look at it from that standpoint. Let's just say you want to prevent knee injuries. So what are the things that you're going to do? You're going to specifically target those accessory muscles around the knee and strengthen those things so that you have those backup systems in place to help prevent injuries to that area. That's where fitness training comes in sports medicine. Now, on the other side of that, let's just say that, okay, now I've had a knee injury. What are the things I'm going to do in order for me to fully recover from that knee injury? Well, I'm going to specifically target those areas around the knee that are going to strengthen the knee so that I can, first of all, recover from the injury. Second of all, I can get back to participating at the full level I was before. And thirdly, allowing me to thrive and meet my full potential because I've strengthened those things. I'm no longer worried about an injury, and now I'm excelling in whatever my chosen activity may be. So that is kind of the short version of what we're talking about with fitness training in terms of sports medicine. So a lot of the things that are also included in here are going to be talking about the different timings for that. So periodization, that's like what are the different times of year for athletic exercises. So things like preseason, in-season, postseason. There's a lot more specifics to that included here in the chapter and in the PowerPoint. So I would highly encourage you, make sure you go through those things. But hopefully this has given you kind of that outline of why this is important from a sports medicine viewpoint, because it really, really, really is. I'm not a strength and conditioning coach. I mean, I've gone through a lot of the same classwork over time, but working in sports medicine as long as I did, I had to have a full understanding of what that looked like from a fitness training perspective so I could be effective in treating the athletes that I was working with. All right, so a little longer than I really hoped to go today, but I hope that gives you a really good background as you get into these two assignments this week. Again, if you have questions for me, please don't hesitate to reach out. It's rhardies@iwcc.edu. That's RHARDIES. Reach out to me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, I'm simply going to wish you the best of luck this week, and we'll see you again next time. All right, take care, everyone.